Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take another look here at Zilliqa and kind of see what's going on overall. It's definitely putting up some higher highs, and we'll go ahead and double check that. Of course, I got a lot of requests for this, so we'll make sure to kind of understand where it might go from here, and obviously try to understand why it is where it's at for the moment. And if you're new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor. I just love teaching people how to trade. I've been trading for over 15 years. My goal is to help you become a better trader. So if you want to become one, of course, CryptoCache.tech is a site, link in the description below if you want to effectively understand how to structure your trades correctly with my signals that I send out. And obviously make sure that you access my trading academy that helps you from start to finish being a better trader. And it's more so about mindset of being a trader too, in conjunction with good TA. Right? Because again, if you're not right in the head, you shouldn't be trading. That's kind of the bottom line. All right, anyways, take a look here at Zilliqa. We can obviously see some pretty significant increase here today. A very similar repeat of the 26th of March. So essentially, we are basically, 4 days later, and the price is ramping up once more. So very good stuff in that sense. My speculation, of course, is there's some fundamentals going into this, because usually with this large amount of volume, it doesn't just happen out of nowhere. There's definitely a reason for it, and if you just kind of got to be aware of the fact that this will probably continue as long as the volume remains the same. As we can see, the price kind of went sideways and didn't do too much when the volume kind of went dead. And then, of course, here today, back on track with a tremendous amount of volume pushing the price action higher. Okay, so again, just be mindful of how volume does affect things. It's absolutely an important thing to know. So it's no surprise that Zilliqa is maintaining its current price point because it has volume to back it up, right? If we had low volume and the price was this high, I would be concerned and worried about a pullback, but so far, we haven't seen that. Looking at RSI though, here's the thing: we're well over 70 on the RSI. Traditionally, that's kind of considered overbought, and the price would come back down. I wouldn't speculate that's exactly the case here, based on, once again, we got the amount of volume, but it is getting closer to 90 at this point. So a pullback would almost absolutely be, well, I wouldn't say recommended because that's not necessarily the word for it, but it would be recommended for you to understand that a pullback is probably going to happen. Now, it could have pulled back already enough, and we'll see if that's good consolidation at a smaller time frame. But generally speaking, RSI over 70 in general leads you to believe that that could effectively work as a potential for a pullback. Now, to touch on that, the opposite side of that, of course, is at 70. Now that we've broken through 70 on the RSI, that's considered to be a support level. So the price will likely continue sideways or up from here. Once again, as long as we maintain that volume, RSI really doesn't even matter if you have the volume to back it up. Okay, so just keep that in mind. That's essentially what we're looking at on the 1 day. All very good stuff here for Zilliqa. Okay, taking a look at the 4 hour. Here's something to note, and let's go ahead and take a look at the moving averages here as well. We're well above those, of course. That's going to happen when you have a significant increase in price. We also are tapering back off 270 on the RSI. So that's a very good sign in the general sense, the fact that it needs to kind of retrace and consolidate, because this is a very significant increase in a short amount of time. I mean, 65% in 12 hours is way too much. Again, regardless of the volume, you can expect some kind of pullback. It may not be significant, but it does look like it's trying to channel itself between these key level Fibonacci retracement lines of 15 and 16.3 cents. And just so you know, I drew this out from the previous time frame here, the most recent high to the most recent low. Okay, so again, this is based off of the high of October 31st, and the fact that it tested that. Keep this in mind, it tested that level almost 2 days in a row. It got rejected initially. I think that was the last time I covered this, and then of course it came back down, and now it blasted straight through that. So that's now a support level. Keep this in mind. 12.5 cents is now a support. Okay, so if we do end up losing 15, 12.5 is the next target. So I'd recommend 12.6 as a safe estimate there for a dollar cost average target, as well as just say 15. Getting in now wouldn't be terrible, because again, we could see retracement or consolidation, but these momentum type of plays, as long as there's a lot of volume, it will continue. So I just recommend paying attention to the volume over the next few days. If it starts to dissipate, you might want to consider taking some profits, but generally speaking, it's looking very good. Okay. Let's see how good it looks here in a general sense of the 1 hour time frame. See if we're overextended, which we are. And let's go ahead and just do a quick history look here. First of all, we saw a 9 here, didn't get a full on reset, came up to, well, overtime essentially. Got a reset up to a 9, came back down to a 7. It's ever since been going 1 6 1 6 5 6 1 6, and then up to a 9er. And then, of course, we got this extreme overtime where the price pushed way outside the standard deviation lines. At least if you pull up the volume weight average price, you can see it kept getting pushed really hard. And then, of course, the price retracted once it hit 16.3, that key Fibonacci retracement level. That being said, we're at a 2 right now. We got a nice little reset. So generally speaking, we're not overexhausted at this point in time, even though it kind of looks like it would be. It's generally in a pretty good shape. Now, if it goes straight up from here, I'd be concerned. And the reason why? Because it'd be too much too soon. Obviously, the 65% increase in the 12-hour period, or more importantly, most that happened in about 4 hours, is going to be, it's going to have to come to an end eventually. Where Zilliqa's at right now, generally speaking, we can expect the price to kind of consolidate sideways for the moment. If we lose the support level, just know that 12.5 is the next key level. So worst case scenario, the price comes down and kind of channels between 12.5 and 15 cents. Better case scenario, the price consistently stays sideways here for a little bit longer, builds a foundation of volume, and then increases from there to break its recent high of 16.3. All in all, very good stuff here from Zill. I'd be surprised if it sold off heavily in the near future. I know it seems kind of crazy and counterintuitive, but stuff like this just continues to go on until it doesn't. That's a redundant statement, right? But generally speaking, you have this much volume. We see the amount of volume and adoption of this coin, for lack of better terms. If we look at the weekly, this week just started, and it's already higher than the previous highest amount of volume we've ever had from Zilliqa. If you look at this weekly time frame, it pushed up really hard in that week, right? And then it consolidated sideways. And then we have another increase in volume where the price comes up, and its consistency in volume to increase. So that's why I feel like the price should not decrease much from here, based on the fact that we have a tremendous amount of volume, unless this volume starts to taper off pretty significantly. So pay attention to that. Then, only then, we should be concerned and maybe consider taking some profits. I get the question too, are we going to hit our all-time high? In most cases, you don't hit your all-time high within a year's worth of consolidation. It takes a bit longer to do that. This is on track to potentially break its all-time high of right around, just say, 23, 24 cents. That is essentially the one-day candlestick close high. And just know that at this rate, based on its recent amount of growth and the amount of volume that we're seeing here, we could very realistically see somewhere in the 20-cent range within the next week or two. Okay. Again, there's potential there. Is that going to happen? It's kind of honestly a flip of a coin, but with this amount of volume is really helping us understand that we're in good shape. And I think that's going to speak a lot louder than most of the other indicators we're seeing. So yeah, overextended for sure. Is it going to continue? Most likely, just based once again on its overall movement here. All right, so I hope you found benefit here, of course, and I hope it works out favorably for you. I would just recommend a trailing stop loss just under 12.5, maybe somewhere in the range of 12 cents. That way, heaven forbid, it does come down, you get stopped out. Worst case scenario, you take some profits and you're all good. Okay. The opposite side of that, of course, is to ensure that you have realistic profit targets. So if you're going to set targets, just below key Fibonacci retracement levels, like instead of 16.3, do 16.1. Instead of 18.2, do 18 even, right? There's little ways you can maximize your benefit, and I cover all this in my Trading Academy, and also my signals too that I send out as well, so you can learn how to structure your trades effectively in a market like this. So I highly recommend always 3 profit targets, and of course, a trailing stop loss. So hopefully that helped you once again find benefit. That's my day is made if I've helped you in any shape or form. So if you want to become a better trader, CryptoCache.tech is a site, link in the description below. In the meantime, I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care.